He was a drifter, moving from town to town, robbing a gas station here, a grocery store there, until one night. She was coming home from choir practice, but she never got there. Stoff took her purse and ran away. Instead, Stoff had to run and hide. He sunk even lower. He had nothing. No life, no possessions, no dreams. And that's when the vision came. A doll. And in his dream, Stoff reached out. It was a gift. Stoff carved the doll, whittling the haunting face until it was an exact replica. And when he was done, Stoff went to town, to a bar. The owner had a daughter. He said his girl would love the strange doll. And Stoff offered it to the man. And the owner, in turn, offered Stoff food and a place to stay. A simple transaction, the first of many. And that night, Stoff had another vision. Stoff created the puzzle just as he saw it, and everyone wanted one. Stoff opened up a shop because everyone wanted a Stoff toy. Every boy and girl in the town, from all the neighboring towns. A Stoff toy is a toy for life, people said, and no two are alike. Everyone loved his unique toys. Henry Stoff grew wealthy, but then the strange virus came, and some of the children started dying. Dying, clutching their Stoff toys so close. And there was this one last vision, a last dream of a great house, a mansion that the wealthy toy maker was to build. A strange house, a house that scared people.
My, isn't this a cheery place?
Edward, I'm not sure we should have been here today.
Why? Because it's a spooky old house? Don't worry, dear. I'll watch out for you.
too. What's Stoff been doing here?
How did I get here? I remember nothing.
Hello everyone, Sarat here once again, and as you can obviously tell from the intro, we are going to be Let's Playing the 7th Guest. And because, once again, I'm walking around in a spooky mansion, solving puzzles, looking at creepy cutscenes, and dealing with, obviously, ghosts and other supernatural forces, I thought it only appropriate to bring in a familiar co-commentator. Everyone, please welcome MagickLorelai.
Hello, everyone. Of course I had to come back and help him finish yet another haunted mansion. And as a side note, I do want to point out, I really love how the intro really does set the mood for this game.
Indeed, the actors do a reasonably good job in this. And a little bit of trivia for you, they weren't originally supposed to be ghosts. They were originally just supposed to be the people, doing their thing. But when they recorded it, and when they recorded the blue screen footage, it kind of gave them a little halo, a little ghostly halo effect. So they decided, you know what, we'll just make them ghosts. And it works. It works
Because that way,
well.
if they're not interacting with the CGI environment in a, completely believable way, it's like, well, they're ghosts. They're not actually touching anything. That's an interesting bit of trivia.
Yep.
But, so, that's interesting. I only counted 6 guests there.
Well, remember there was the voice that said, "What am I doing here?" That is the voice of, well, the person whose eyes we are looking through.
So, the ego.
Basically.
I think that fits for a name, because we're never actually given a name for this guy.
No.
I think it says in the manual that it's referred to as ego, but yeah. Anyway, I think we've chatted on. I think it's about time we should start solving some puzzles.
Indeed. But I will say that I should have gotten the manual when I got in this game, because thanks to the fine folks at goodoldgames.com, this game is available and easily played on new systems.
Yes. Thank goodness for goodoldgames.com. We're not actually paid for that advertisement, by the way, guys.
No, but I actually do like Good Old Games enough to plug them in the videos of the games I get from them.
Alright, so where do we start?
And let's see, we can go up the stairs, or there are a few doors down here we can look through, but essentially this game is extremely non-linear up until the end. Then you kind of have to go through a few rooms, in a very set order. So we can go to the right and the left, and there are a few doors we will be able to approach but not open. And one thing I will point out is the cursor. If you notice, most of the time you'll have a skeletal hand waggling a finger at you. That means there's nothing to interact with on that spot. If the skeletal hand starts to do that, then that means you can go in that direction. Or over here, or over here, on the far left or right of the screen, you can do that.
So
But
the
notice
skeletal hand is basically beckoning you in the directions that you can actually
Yes.
go in.
But also, it'll turn into this little drama mask that alternates between happy and sad drama. This means there is a cutscene to watch here. So let's watch this first cutscene, shall we?
My, isn't this a cheery place?
And you notice that, yes, you can re-watch cutscenes.
My, isn't this a cheery place?
Yes.
Edward. I'm not sure we should have been here today.
But since we've already seen all this, I have no fear of talking over it.
I'll watch
No.
out for you.
The bad part about this, you can't skip the cutscenes.
Yeah. They need a fast forward button.
Yes.
But
Let's see, while I can give the game flack for it, it's completely understandable because this game came out back in 1993 and was pretty much the precursor to all games of this sort.
the kind of live action actors
Lord, it
hamming it
smells
up
awful,
because, of
too.
course, they can't just
What
act.
stuff
They
be
can't do
doing
realistic
here?
acting. No, they have to overact. And I swear they were trying to egg each other on with overacting as much as possible.
Especially this guy.
Well, there's one other person who I think really hams it up way over, but we'll run into that guy later.
We kind of
Actually,
already
soon
have.
enough, come to think.
We kind of already have.
Yeah, but you'll know it when you hear it.
Oh yeah. Oh yes. So anyway, that's what happens if you trigger the cutscene, and you can only trigger it once. They don't allow you to rewatch cutscenes over and over and over. Once you see a cutscene, it's gone. So pay attention the first time. Even though
So
it
you
allows you
can't,
to
you
rewatch.
can't skip it, but you also can't rewatch it.
Right. So they consider the cutscenes kind of important, and they are for story purposes.
Mhm.
So,
As much as this is a puzzle game, there's also actually a story behind it, as the introduction tries to let you know. But you can kind of lose track of that because the puzzles can be very long.
the puzzles, the early ones shouldn't keep you, from progressing too much, but the later puzzles will probably prove to be quite a problem.
So,
Okay,
Where should
we've rattled on long enough here, so let's take a look around this foyer, entry room,
foyer. Yeah.
whatever you want to call it, and see
If
where
we're going
it
by the
allows us
proper
to go.
French, it's foyer, sir.
I'm not French.
Well, neither am I, but
And let's see, the only place we can keep turning around and we will see the door again. However, it won't let us leave, but there is a cutscene here, which is pretty much the exact same cutscene we've watched.
great.
So the game is
Let's
still
not-
kind of inconsistent about what it will allow us to replay and what it won't. See, there's
Well,
not a lot to interact.
let's watch it again because I'm not sure we got enough of those people walking in and introducing their personalities.
Yeah. No. So we will walk over here, because there are a couple of doors to look at, but here, we can go in this first door. So let's do that, shall we?
And actually, before you go too much further, is it about time to cut the video?
Just about, but I can run a bit long for this first one since the first 5 minutes was taken up by, intro video.
Indeed, yeah.
I at least
then the
want to
rest
get
of us
through
by
one
rambling.
puzzle on the first video. So we will do a fairly easy puzzle. The cake puzzle.
The first one.
Well, it's the first of about 5 you can encounter.
But it's best to do this one first, too.
I guess our host wants us to fend for ourselves.
Oh, I've tasted better fare.
At least he left his regrets.
I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
I don't know,
Oh, it says that we're each to have a piece. Exactly the same, including the symbols.
What? That's impossible.
O ye of little faith. Impossible.
Eyeball plates.
Yeah, eyeball plates. And see, we can interact. This chattering teeth is a strange little symbol because I found it does 2 or 3 different things depending on what you click it on. But for now, we have pretty much the last symbol we will see interact with, the skull with eyeballs that rotate back and forth and the pulsating brain. And this means there's a puzzle here.
Or it means that someone has a very serious accident that they need to take care of.
Yeah, that too. Although I think at this point we don't need to worry about them taking care of it because they are taking care of themselves.
Yeah.
So anyway...
Puzzle time!
Yeah, puzzle time. Now, if you recall, as we zoom in on this rather grim cake...
Become a grave digger now, have we?
Oh, God.
You are a glutton for punishment.
Yes. Get used to that voice, folks. We'll be hearing it a lot. Mainly when we try to solve puzzles, he will show up in voice form to basically insult us and tell us we can't do anything.
Tell us how wrong we are at trying to do this. But the point is to try and prove him wrong.
Yes. So, now, the hint you needed to solve this was given by the partygoers. They said they needed each to have the exact same piece down to the symbols.
Now, looking at this, of course, it doesn't seem very obvious how this would be done. You can't cut it up easily, but you notice that it's also dissected into different sections.
Yes. If you look, you've got 30 squares, 5 down, 6 across. And there are 6 guests. So each guest gets 5 sections of cake, and the sections of cake have to be divided up so the symbols match. What isn't told to you is that each piece will only look like one other piece that you end up cutting. So you'll end up cutting U-shaped pieces, you'll end up cutting straight pieces, things like that. But that isn't actually told to you. In fact, you're kind of misdirected a little bit in the instructions that the partygoers were talking about.
But the important thing is that all of the symbols and the amount of cake that each guest gets is the same.
And we will get a pretty big clue. This will be restated when we actually start the puzzle by our voiced protagonist that we are looking through the eyes of. He will mention what's going on, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
You'll see what happens when I actually start picking up cake.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, the eyeball means you can interact with the square. The skeletal hand means there's nothing to interact with there. And if you want to go down here, the pulsating brain means we can restart the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
It's fairly simple controls. But yes, you can look in the background and see the eyeball-shaped plates. But enough yammering on about this puzzle. Let's actually solve it, shall we?
It's very quick and easy.
Yeah, it's very quick and easy. I'll show you what happens if you fail it, just because this is a fairly easy puzzle to do. But let's say we disregarded everything.
2 skulls and 2 stones. The rest is just icing.
Hint.
So you hear him sit there and say, 2 skulls, 2 stones, and the rest icing. So, in essence, he has just said that everybody's piece of cake needs to have 2 skulls, 2 stones, and icing. So, now that we know that there are 30 squares, we need 6 pieces of cake, so each piece will be 5 individual squares.
Mm-hmm.
So we know we need 2 skulls, 2 stones, and 1 piece of icing.
So what happens when we deliberately mess up? Let's say 3 skulls and a slice of icing.
You can't mess up like that. It won't let you pick anything till you pick 5. But
Some cannot be created more equal than others.
notice how it won't let me interact with anything that isn't a stone? See, the game is basically forcing you to pick the right symbols. So to fail it, we can't just do the easy thing here. And this will fail it just doing it this way. But it won't tell you that you failed yet.
There has to be a method that you do it in, an order.
Yes. And this may automatically fail me. I haven't tested it out yet. Nope, no auto fail, huh? Okay. we will fail it once, just so you can see what goes on when we do fail it.
And perhaps we could end up solving it in the next video.
Yeah, probably. Because this video has gone on for quite a while.
We talk too much.
Yes. But notice I cannot solve the puzzle now.
Surat, you suck at cutting cake.
Yes, I do.
I'm going to have to start again.
Yes, you are. And there's the other symbol, the little Ouija board. I can't remember the name for that little disc that you put your fingernails against, but there it is, right there.
I forget what it's called too.
So we will save.
Select a number. Fail!
LP. Come on.
That's it, I guess.
Your game has been saved.
Yeah. Okay. With that,
monotone voice I've ever heard.
your game has been saved.
Anyway, I think
So
that
anyway-
about does it for this video.
Yes, it does. So, when we come back, we will actually properly solve the cake puzzle, and then continue on to the rest of the rooms on the first floor that it gives us access to. So until then, take care, folks. See you next
Bye-bye.
time.